Alright team, welcome back to episode 3 of Auction Not Included as we continue to look through the game and show it off to you guys. Let's go ahead and look at our base, just to make sure I can keep an eye on and remember where we were at last time. We had finished out our bathroom. It looks beautiful, by the way. Look at that bathroom. Oh, I would definitely pee in there. Halfway through that sentence, I shouldn't have said that. We also got a farm built up, but I am worried because that farm is a little bit on the late side here for a normal base. Typically around like cycle 9 to 12, I'm starting to build that, but we were slowed down by me getting all this water down here to the bottom, and we succeeded there. But now I'm in a position where I need to find food for my duplicates and make sure they are fed or they may potentially die off. And I need to do that while I'm waiting for the rest of my plants to grow up. And obviously, I want to keep moving forward and getting my base into a position where it's still expanding. So, for today's video, what we'll be doing is try to get a stable food source set up. I will also be working on electricity for this video, at least the first portions of it, just to make sure that our base is set up in that regard. And then I'll probably start yanking out the top of all this and making sure that we are expanding and building up towards ranching. Don't know if we'll get quite there in today's video, but we'll at least get started. So first things first is I want to start trying to find as much of this buried muckroot as possible. This will give us some calories to make sure that our duplicates can live until we're able to get our planted muckroot growing and working. So I'm going to go ahead and dig all of this out for the moment. I'm going to go ahead and actually, before this becomes an issue, let's build this into a full wall here. Go ahead and cancel this out. Oh, cancel the bottom part here. What am I doing? Ugh. Let's go ahead and get that set up. Oh my god, what am I doing? Did I literally just build a ladder too? There we go. Sorry, I've been playing Spider-Man all day. By the way, beautiful game. Wonderful game. Let's go ahead and dig all this junk out here on the right. I'm just going to go for it all. We'll go ahead and grab this muckroot down here. We'll have some areas nice and covered out. Let me make sure I'm not building the temperature that's too hot quite yet. Nah, that's fine. And the good part, too, is that I'm going to eventually dig into all this and just yoink all this polluted water down into this area for me to clean out later on. So this is a fine way for us to expand. We should be able to grab a couple pieces of muckroot while we're here, which will be great. Let's go ahead and cancel this to make sure that oxalite doesn't get grabbed up. And that'll give us a couple of pieces. And then from there, I am just going to dig straight on up into this area. I'm going to do my best to try to dodge out on any slime for the moment, just because I don't want to have to deal with that too early here. But at some point, we will be dealing with all of that content. Let's grab all this here on the right. There's a little bit more muckroot available. Let's build a ladder all the way up, because that's pretty darn important. You gotta have a ladder to go up, and then we want to be able to build a couple ladders, 1, 2, 3, 4, on the side here. That will allow for us to mine all this over time, and hopefully have escape routes and not get stuck. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay. Build that up. There we go. And that should be good enough for now. It's a little bit of polluted oxygen, but we can clean that up with our deodorizers that we're researching. 1, 2, 3, 4. Build this up as well, and oh my god, yes! We're gonna start ripping all of that out. I can't wait. This is like my favorite part of playing this game, is just making space and making it your own. It's so freaking awesome. Alright, we're gonna dodge out on this for a little bit longer, and we also have a potential visor over here that we're gonna have to deal with, or a geyser, which we will be digging into. I don't think if we'll do it this episode, but we're gonna be aware of it. And then let's go ahead and rip all this out as well. Just grab it all up right now. No major worries whatsoever. We're gonna go ahead and build another base across. 1, 2, 3, 4. Up here. Build that straight here. Go ahead and put that there too as well. Build that down. We'll get a ladder built up. And I think our base is gonna go at least 2 or 3 more rows up before we start trying to section it in here. But the whole point of this entire spot here is to find muckroot and to expand our base as much as possible. I'm gonna go ahead and make this a priority over here for just a little bit longer, because I want to make sure we grab that muckroot. Let's build that down as well, and then let's make sure our research is set up to be able to start going in this direction. We need to get our advanced research going, which we will be clicking pretty soon here. I think I've already researched the supercomputer. Yep, there it is. And we've also got our power set up. So, I'm going to go ahead and start playing this out. Hopefully our duplicates will not die. If we find someone that's starting to starve, I'll give you guys a little bit of a show of what to do if you do happen to lose your duplicate. When we come back, we should start working on our coal soon. So I will see you guys soon as we continue to move throughout our base. Alright, it looks like we have good news. We were able to find enough food to last for the next couple of days, and if you look over at our plants, we are starting to get to a point where they are about to be finishing up, and we will be fine. The food crisis has been averted. We are fine. We can all clap. We did it. Oh, hang on, actually. Quit applauding. You're sleeping. So it looks like we actually have a printing pod here, so let's see what we have coming in. Hatchling eggs, great! More of these coming in is always good for us. I'm going to go ahead and print those out. I'm not too worried about getting another duplicate in the mix. In fact, I don't know if I told you guys this. I snuck in a duplicate last run towards the end because the video was getting kind of long, and we actually have another duplicate named Max. Max is actually pretty good at farming, which we will probably be putting him onto because we intend to move Ada into ranching later on when she levels up. So now we have our farmer and we have a rancher. So Ada and Max will be keeping us alive with food, animal care, and more food later on down the road. So we'll keep an eye on them. Now, with us being able to finally find some food, we have actually carved out this entire area here on the right. It's looking nice and solid. I need to get this built in and keep continuing to turn this into polluted water. I've leaked some down here, but I'm not too worried about that. I need to get my food done, so that'll get finished up soon, and that won't be too big of an issue. And then we've also started carving up into the top north of our base as well. Now, what I did mention is I wanted to start working on our electricity in the next couple of days. Now, we're going to do a basic build for electricity for our next couple of days. We're going to be starting here with our coal generators. Now, coal generators are pretty darn powerful. They will exude a solid amount of power once you lock them down, and then you will also be getting a little bit of heat from them. So if you do place them, you want to keep them away from your farm, which I am deciding to build up in this top right corner area, and potentially put some animals up here in the top left. So I am intending to throw my electricity down here in the bottom left. So what we're going to do is go ahead and start digging out this entire area. No problemo. Do as much as I can without going straight into this chlorine here. I don't want that in the base quite yet. It's a small amount, but still something I want to kind of avoid if possible. Let's go ahead and count this down. 1, 2, 3, 4, bam. And let's go ahead and get a nice wall over here. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Ooh, this is going to be really close. I think I'm going to go ahead and just leave this as a tile of 3 here, which is kind of against the rules of what I normally do, but hey, it happens. Let's build this across. Let's go ahead and build this across as well. And then we're going to go ahead and dig out the rest of this area at the same time and turn this into like a little electricity room. Now, this will be down the heat anyways, and heat will rise, but I can tuck this down in the bottom left corner and deal with this as I continue to go throughout the map. What we're going to be getting is coal and then a couple of batteries afterwards. Now, if I remember correctly, if I've done enough testing, it'll be 1 coal generator, which I intend to throw over here. And then I will also have 3 jumbo batteries behind it. Now, remember, when I place this coal generator, it's going to be exuding heat. It will be eating up coal, but it also will be spitting out carbon dioxide as well, which I already have coming down here in the bottom right, and we'll be dealing with that later on throughout the rest of the gameplay session. On our coal generator, I want to go ahead and add a wire here, which will power straight here to the left, and then we're going to go ahead and sync this up straight into our wire that already exists. And remember, be careful. You want to make sure that you're not putting out too much power when it comes to this kind of stuff. Because again, your wiring can malfunction later on throughout the playthrough. Let's go ahead and get this built up, and then I will show you guys a couple of settings which will be important for your base. Okay, so we got this nice and built up. We now have our 3 batteries plugged into our coal generator. Our duplicates came and put the coal straight into the generator. And one thing to know that if you are running with this type of power set up in the early game, once the coal gets thrown into the coal generator, it will keep cooking the coal no matter what. And that's why I have 3 batteries set up here to hopefully suck up all this power. I think I might need one more, actually. I might be able to one just for safety. Throw one right here, and then we'll go ahead and plug that in as well, and that can be built in this day. But the idea behind this battery setup is that all this coal that's being baked will fill up all 4 of these batteries before it runs through another cycle. I'm going to go ahead and click on this generator and put it down to a 10% fuel request threshold. Whenever the batteries require power, they get down to 10%. This will ask for more coal. A duplicate will come over here and fill it up and make sure that my base is set up on electricity. And that should be good to go for us. I'll keep an eye on that. One thing I did build as well while we were away from the screen is I built a supercomputer so we can start working on our research. All of this should now be hooked up. So I will be removing both these batteries. Deconstruct. And then deconstruct that one as well. I think I just did the wire. Cancel deconstruct. Can I click this stuff? Let me get out of here. There we go. That makes it way easier. Now let's look into our wires real quick and make sure that we have these deconstructed just to make sure I'm staying away from any possible mistakes. There we go. Get that cleaned up. And then also one thing to remember is that last playthrough, we got our electrolyzer set up. So we have oxygen being dumped into the base right away. And if we look into our auction, it's starting to look nice and full. So I'm going to go ahead and remove one of these diffusers, and I'll keep an eye on it as we go throughout the rest of the playthrough. Just trying to make sure I'm not wasting anything too important. Go ahead and construct that wire as well. And all 3 of those will be removed. Now, I got the supercomputer nice and set up because I want to start working on setting ourselves up for ranching. And we are already pretty far ahead of ourselves. We want a critter drop-off, we want a critter feeder, as well as the grooming station. The grooming station is pretty darn huge for setting up our room, as we want to be building into a stable. So as long as you put a grooming station in, you're good to go. You can have a room of 12 to 96 tiles, and I would recommend using as much space as you can, as we will be setting up animals that require a decent amount of space, or they will be unhappy, and if they are unhappy, they will not be planting down seeds for you. So I'm going to go ahead and carve all of this out in the next couple of days, and this will become our area for our grooming station. So look at this. We have a decent amount of green area. We're fine. There's some polluted water up here, but I'm not going to dig into that quite yet. Make sure I don't have to deal with anything that's falling on top of my animals. Okay, that looks fine. Let's go ahead and put a door down here in the front. We will then go ahead and lock it in. We have also unlocked our airflow tiles, so I'm going to go ahead and fix our base. Remember I talked about it in last video, but if you have a space of 3, your oxygen will be able to flow through your base pretty darn well and won't become an issue. So I'm going to go ahead and set myself up to make sure that that room is available to ensure that everyone is getting their oxygen as needed. And also, things like carbon dioxide and hydrogen is flowing to the top of the base. Let's go ahead and throw a couple in here, throw a couple in here. We'll throw a couple in here as well. Get that set up, and we're good. This, I don't really care about carving a hole into. This doesn't need any oxygen, so I'm going to leave that alone. And I will also add insulated tiles later on to make sure this heat doesn't rise throughout the rest of my base, because already we're looking a little bit on the warmer side over here with all of our technology. And I want to try and keep that contained as much as possible. Digging up any huge areas of mistakes here, because we're digging all this up. We have a little bit of dirt falling down to the bottom of the ground and stacking up. I'm just going to keep an eye on it, clean it up as we go throughout the times. And we will also set up our next room above here. So let's go ahead and put that here. Bam, bam. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we will go ahead and pull this all the way across. Drop this down here. And build a door as well, just to make sure they can get through that as needed. Okay. That's that, and then once our research finishes up, I'll go ahead and fill out the necessary parts to make sure that we are in a position to get a ranch set up. Oh, by the way, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, I believe. This is a little trick that I learned from a YouTuber the other day when I was trying to do some research for this game. I throw a door down right here in the middle. I'm going to put an airflow tile above it as well. And what this does is this will leave a room set up to make sure that I'm able to move into a grooming station / stable as I was wanting to, but also it locks all my creatures on the left side of the map because I'm gonna have an important tool that I want my duplicates to be able to use. And if I have if I have creatures running all the way to the right here, it'll be more travel time for them to grab a creature, bring them back, and work on them. So I'll show you when it gets made what that looks like, because it probably sounds like a lot of jumble if you've never seen this game before. Okay, let's get this built up. Let's make sure all this is working properly, and let's continue digging up as we move our way into Ranch. It's only been about 3 days, but our base is looking pretty strong. Oof. So I just realized that I've been muted and I may have had to cut some of the video out. So I wanted to give you guys a quick update. I have actually picked up a another duplicate, Ren. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I muted myself. What a dumb move. I picked up a 7th person and he is going to be our doctor. I decided to experiment. Why not? Let's have a little bit of fun and build a doctor while we're still waiting for Ada here to finish up her experience and start moving into ranching. So, I picked up Ren, and we're going to learn to build a doctor's office. Now, I've already started the groundwork. I'm not sure if this will fully fit in, but when it comes to a hospital, what you will need is a toilet, I do believe. Yep, and you will need a mess table and some kind of medical equipment. Now, I went ahead and picked up the triage kit, but I researched some more medicine in the background in case I need to move it to a sick bay. I'm about to find out here if this is going to become a room. But that's what I'm focusing on right now while I'm still waiting for Ada to level up and us move into ranching. And we're still digging out the rest of the map. So that's pretty much where we're at. And I believe that'll cover everything that I've talked about, despite me deciding to mute myself like a dummy. So here we go. Let's go ahead and continue to watch as we check out what this doctor's office will do. This is about to finish up. Let's see if this turns into a hospital. If not, I'll go ahead and rip this bad boy out. Okay, it does not. So I do believe this triage kit can't work, right? Let's see. So let's go ahead and deconstruct that. And let's move into a sick bay. I'm assuming a sick bay will get the job done perfectly. Now, I also put a cot in here for Ren because he has a negative effect where he's a loud snorer. If you ever find someone that is a loud snorer... Let me put this down real quick so I don't lose my train of thought. If you ever find someone that's a loud snorer, you need to separate them from the rest of your duplicants, or they will be woken up by his snores. And I'll show that later on when he goes to sleep. There's like a little bit of a box around him that will show anyone that's in that radius will get woken up. Okay, so I actually need to get this all the way up here as well. Let's go ahead and just bring a ladder all the way up, and that way they can fix those pipes. Make that a priority here too. Really want to see how this turns out. How are we looking on our skills? Let's go ahead and check out Ada here. Ooh, we have someone level up as well. Ada is, oh, so close. 5 points away. Great. She should get that soon. Now, Gossman's been doing our construction. I'm down with him continuing construction. Here's level 3. He gets +2 construction. He'll be a little bit faster, a little bit better. And Steve loves it so much, I'm cool with that. Speaking of construction, there's that ladder about to be built up. Ooh, nice! It's nighttime. This is perfect. Here comes Ren. He should come over here and head to sleep. There he goes. Let's go ahead and also switch this to left only. I don't really care if they go that route. I might actually lock the store as well. Yeah, let's go and lock that door. They'll have to come up and around here, but I prefer that. It's much safer. So when he sleeps, you'll see this big snore around him. That's because he is a loud snore. And if I had a cot next to it with another duplicate, it would stress them out because they keep waking up all night. And eventually it'll get to a point where that ruins their sleep schedule and they start to underperform in the next couple of days. Okay, looking into research, let's finally get this decontamination done here. As I've been talking about for the last 10 days. Oh my god, it's been 10 cycles. This video is probably really long once again. Sorry, guys. As you get further into the mid-game, things take a little bit longer to build and to come together if you don't have a perfect plan set up. So I'm kind of going a little bit longer than our initial plan of 5 to 6 days. But hey, you know what? More auction not included content for you guys. Speaking of, if you're halfway through this video, again, thank you guys for watching. Let me know if there's any questions you have about this game that I can talk about in our next video. Totally down to open up and continue to explore/learn, because I'm still in the learning phase when it comes to this game. Okay. This is about to be done. Let's make this all a priority, actually, because I really want to make sure that this is completed soon. I want to see if this works. And I want to know what kind of effect having a doctor has on your base, because I actually do not know the answer to that. As I usually don't run doctors in most of my bases, just because I've always felt them to be a little bit on the useless side. I haven't had too much problems when it comes to germs. Okay, piping is now finished up. There we go. Is it a room? It's not a room yet. What? Is it because I have the bed in here? Let me look at this real quick here. Let's look. Medical equipment. Oh. So, I have a conflicting building in here. Which one is that? Is that the cot? I wonder if that's what it is. Let's look. Let's see if Ren's bed is what's ruining this room. It's just one building. It's either that or the sink. But it can't be the sink, right? Having a sink next to a a toilet sounds like the right play, right? It has to be. All right, let's deconstruct that thing. I am so interested in this. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on. Did we do it? Success! Okay, great. So now we have a hospital, which will be good for them, and good to know. Great. Good to hear. That means I need to put a bed somewhere. Let's go ahead and throw a bed. Gosh. This spot's all nice and taken up. And he's a loud snorer, too. Let's just throw him in the corner over here for now. Won't worry about him later on. Okay. Let's see. Do we have anyone level up? Finally! Ada is a rancher. And this is like a perfect time to end the video, too. Let's go ahead and get her critter ranching up. There we go. She levels up. Taco has also leveled up. He's a digger as well. We are running 2 diggers at the moment. Boom. Beautiful. They can dig all day. Let me make sure he gets his hat. Oh, and by the way, the hats don't actually matter. If you forget to click a hat for someone, it's totally okay. You're not going to get in trouble. You're not going to lose out on stats or anything. I just like using them because they look really cool. You get your stats no matter what. Okay, so now that we have a rancher, it's official. We can do a fun thing here, which is where we go ahead and just drag this ranching all over the map here. Now, you're going to see a couple... You're going to see a couple of little symbols on the dirt. That's because the hatches, during the day, like to burrow into the ground. They like it. It's nice and safe. They come out at night. That's okay. Your rancher will dig around and find them. Let me go ahead and double check and make sure I have this set up correctly. I'm going to put this down to about 5 here. Let's do 6 and we'll do 5 here. And then we'll check that later on and make sure that the critters that get dropped off are still happy. This one's still 7, right? 7 and 7. Cool. So, we'll go ahead and leave it there, guys. Here's a big look at our entire map. Let's go ahead and zoom on out. This is what we've done today. We've gotten our power nice and set up, which is running pretty smoothly. We've got our farm running all the way. Our duplicates are no longer starving. We have 7 in total working on the field, and we are building ourselves into a situation where we're going to drop all this polluted water down here and make it into a tank while controlling the slime and really starting to close in our base. Not too bad for the first 30 days of a run. I will see you guys next time, where we start looking on exploring and potentially checking out these geysers and seeing what exactly they have in store for us. I'm going to leave you with the video of our beautiful little rancher catching as many of these hatches as she can.